We're on your side tonight with a look at why the production of your favorite TV show may be put on hold. The Writers Guild of America is going on strike. Now, you typically think of Hollywood and writers working out there, but another hot spot for production right here in the Tar Heel state. The largest studio complex is along our state's coast in Wilmington. On top of studio space, there are hundreds of locations across the state that can serve as a backdrop for any film or TV show. Here are just a few listed on the North Carolina Film Office website. According to that same website, filmmakers spent more than $258 billion, that's billion with a B, in production costs in our state last year. This funded 75 films, TV shows, and streaming projects, including Welcome to Fletch, Hightown, and Summer, just to name a few. Now, earlier this year, Jamie Bull sat down with the North Carolina Film Office to get a better understanding of the impact the movie-making industry has in North Carolina.
There's definitely a ripple effect within the state as a result of filming. Tourism is one area where we do see down the road people express an interest in wanting to see where a scene was shot. It used to be going and grabbing a milkshake at Pike's following Shallow Hal.
Well, on top of boosting tourism, there are incentives to entice filmmakers to come here. The state offers a 25% rebate on production purchases through the North Carolina Film and Entertainment Grant. This includes things such as compensation of wages, servers and living expenses, and stipends. But across the country, it's a much different story. Writers' rights are in limbo, and our Alex Giles explains what this could mean for your next binge watch. It's tonight's cover story.
A strike is a brutal thing.
For Writers Guild of America negotiators, a record 97.9% approval to authorize a strike is a major weapon at the negotiating table.
The unfortunate nature of our business is that everything that the Writers Guild has achieved, minimum compensation, pension and health benefits, residuals, has all come from either a strike or the real threat of one.
The WGA says the rise of streaming and the shortening of traditional TV seasons are making it difficult for members to make a living wage.
We're just looking to be fairly compensated for the value we create.
The Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers represents several major entertainment companies. They've released a statement reading in part, quote, "Our goal is and continues to be to reach a fair and reasonable agreement." On strike, shut them down! The last writers' strike came in 2007 and lasted 100 days, but today's landscape looks very different.
We were just catching up to production stoppages and COVID encumbrances.
The impact of a strike would reverberate from Hollywood backlots to America's living rooms.
What you're looking at is sort of shows that you are anticipating a season coming up with in the next few months could be delayed as much as a year, if not more, depending on how the strike plays out.
Alex Giles, WBTV, on your side.
All right, the Writers Guild has until May 1st to reach a labor deal. Now, we'd like to know your thoughts about the film industry here in the state. You can connect with us on Instagram and Twitter using the hashtag OYSTonight. Or how about this? You can see that QR code there on your screen. You can scan that. Boy, that's an easy way to do this, so something you may want to think about.